Hi there everyone, Mr. Prizz. Little tutorial for you today. If you've played 7 Days to Die for any length of time, eventually you'll discover that a trader goes missing on you. Very annoying. You have this really cool world. Somehow you go to the trading post and the trader's gone. If you're on a server, this happens a lot. It seems to always happen when people leave trader doors open. Don't know why. Nobody seems to know. Some people say that the zombies get in there and kill them, but they don't generally. What happens is the traders just fall through the world. Can really tick you off because if you got a world you've been playing for 100 days or whatever, you don't want your trader to go missing because it kind of ruins your whole game. So I'm going to show you a tool that you can use if you either own the server you're on or if you are playing a solo game. You just go into your world, hit your F1 key. That's going to bring up your command console. You'll see that at the top of the screen. First thing I usually do is hit CM, the letters CM for creative menu. Press enter. I'm now in creative menu. It is on. Then I'm going to hit DM. This is your debug. Your debug menu is now on. So I'm going to press escape, and that goes away. So now I am in total control of the game. One of the things I want to do is I'm going to press F6. Now pay attention to where my crosshairs are because that's going to lead or put my thing that I'm going to spawn into the world, in this case a trader, in that position. Now you've got a few choices up here at the top. After you press F6, this screen will come up. You want to take a from static spawner. If you don't choose the static spawner, if you leave it on the dynamic spawner, it will put the person into the world, but they will disappear the next time you load the world. So you want to make sure it's the static spawner. Then they stay static. So it's going to put them right where I aimed my crosshairs. I want them to look at me. They could have their back to me, but I want them to look at me. I'm going to go down here and press, let's take someone who won't curse at me, like Trader Bob. He's nice. And I'm going to select Trader Bob. And when I press the escape key, you'll see that Trader Bob is sitting right there, right where I wanted him. I'm going to get out of fly mode there. I'm going to go talk to Trader Bob. I'm going to ask to see his inventory. You'll see that he has inventory. I'll get out of that.
There's always Shamway up the road you can try looting.
Oh, well, thank you, Bob. See, Bob's always the polite one. But that works. Again, I'm going to F6. Bob looks a little lonely, so I'm going to leave it on a static spawner, have him look at me. I'm going to put, actually, just to make sure, I want her about right here. I'm going to go ahead, F6, and let's get Trader Jen, just so Bob's not lonely. There. And we can talk to Jen. This is also cool because you can put 3 or 4 traders in one outpost if you want on your server to help players out. So especially if you're playing on a small map, there might only be one outpost. Kind of limits the traders, so you can actually put multiple traders in the same building. You can see her inventory. It's going to be different than what Bob's is.
If we ain't got what you're looking for, we can get it.
Bob still has that husky Lauren Bacall voice. Or, excuse me, Jen. Jen has that husky Lauren Bacall voice. But you can do this, a lot of things, a lot of options you have here. I'm going to F6. You got players going, man, there's no animals in this world. There's no meat, da-da-da-da-da. Again, leave it as a static spawner. And let's see, I'm going to find, how about a bunch of, well, let's get some does. So we have some deer around, or should I get, I don't want bears, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and do does and look at me from a static spawner. Let's click spawn 25 and drop a whole bunch of them in. Actually, let's go with stags. Let's go with the big bucks here. And when I press escape, it's going to multiply until there's like 25 of them. Then they're just going to go do their thing. They're going to wander around and they'll start roaming free in the world. So it's a good way if you got a lot of players going, man, there's no animals around, the hunting's really lean, because that happens on servers. So it's a good way to get extra animals into the world. You can kind of drop some of those herds around and people can, you know, go to town on it. Anyway, when you're done with that, you can just hit F1, press your DM, that'll take you out of your debug menu, CM again, that'll take you out of your creative menu. Then you can leave the world, you come back, the animals will still be there, your traders will still be there, and it's a nifty little way to help kind of control your server or your solo world if you're having problems with like your traders going missing. Hope that you all found this helpful, and we'll see you next time.